Hey, what's going on, everybody? And welcome to a special series that I'm bringing to YouTube. For the very first time, we are going to do the Spring Deep Dive series of all 138 FBS programs and taking a look at each FBS program from that 50,000 feet perspective. It even had the audacity, at least here in the month of March, going into like the rest of the spring, giving you my thoughts in terms of what do I think each team is going to finish with from a record perspective as well as of course ranking all 138 FBS teams. So with that being said, while we're not reviewing any teams in this episode, I do want to give you an official welcome to how this series is going to work, because for those of you that are watching from Twitter, it's going to be a little bit different than how I've done things last year, because I did make some changes to my methodology as well as how I go about ranking these teams as well. So, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into some things to expect. So, I'm going to go ahead and put up the graphic in terms of how I rank each of the individual programs, right? So, how it's going to work is over on the upper left-hand corner. You're going to see two separate things for each of these teams that I'm going to talk about. There's a team rank, which is pretty straightforward. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at, well, where do I have these teams ranked? I'm just talking about the football team itself. But then below that is the program ranking. That's different from the team ranking that I do actually have. So what is that program ranking? The program rank is how do I view these programs from a 5-year perspective, what a program has been, and it acts as my essential benefit of the doubt slider, right? So how I do the program rankings is based on three things. It's mostly based upon, winning is king, right? Winning is the most important thing at the end of the day, but not all wins are created equal. Beating for example, a Conference USA team, that's different than beating somebody in the SEC. So the wins are related based on who you actually beat, and that's also different from beating your average FCS program. But then, if the winning is similar, then a couple other things that I do look at for that program ranking is how are you recruiting from the high school and the transfer portal ranks over the last 5 years as well, and coaching stability. So I'm looking at the program a little bit more holistically and just asking myself, how stable is that head coaching job? Are you constantly losing your head coach to bigger and better jobs? Are you constantly firing your head coach? That's going to ding you, for example. So that program rank is essentially that benefit of the doubt slider that I give to each program, and that does influence how you go about like the product on the field at the end of the day, right? So it's possible this year, which is something that I didn't do last year either, is even if you're an underdog, if your program rank is significantly higher than the team you're going up against that you're an underdog with, it's possible for the underdog to win. So it's to bake in more upsets, because last year I didn't have any upsets baked in, which, if for anyone that follows college football, in retrospect, that's dumb. So that's how I got upsets baked in to my spring record prediction. So that's how that aspect of it works. Now, finally, last and not least, I did increase the threshold that it takes to be a toss up game. So in the past, how I had things set up internally with my model was, if it was about a 5 point game or less, then it is um, that's how you're going to end up with it being a toss up game. But then I increased that threshold to now a full touchdown to 7 points. So you're going to see more. Uh, you're going to go ahead and see more of those toss up games. So it's going to create more variability between the floor and the ceilings of most programs. And it's to go ahead and capture the, I guess, the new reality of college football, where even the top programs, it's possible to have a little bit more of a down year. And we saw that with Penn State last year, and we saw that with Clemson, where they ended up finishing 6-6 and 7-5. So it's to capture that reality a little bit better, where even with your top programs, you're going to have lower floors, with a few exceptions. So that's really what to expect moving forward. Again, not going to review any teams, but I do want to thank you guys so much for watching this. You're going to see like the graphics on Twitter as well. And of course, you're going to see that breakdown of all 138 teams with what I like and what I don't like about each team, as well as what I obviously expect. So more to come. But thank you guys so much for listening to this intro video of the Spring Deep Dive series. And with that being said, next episode we will reveal team number 138. I'll see you guys next time. This is Jake from College Football Red Zone signing off. Hoping you guys are all out there taking it easy. Take care, everybody.